September 20th, 5:30 a.m. 1:32.
September 20th, 2019, and it's 9:30. I just came from the gym. So while I'm talking, let me make this. I just came from the gym. My workout was short and sweet. At first, I wanted to do full body. Then once I got in the gym, I knew I wanted to do legs because there's some stuff I didn't do when I did legs on Wednesday, I believe. Not Wednesday, on Tuesday. On Tuesday I did legs, so I didn't do leg extension. So I knew I wanted to start with leg extension once I got to the gym. But it was taken, so I ended up, not leg extension, hamstring curls. So when I got to the gym, that's the first machine that I used, hamstring curls. I did a lot of repetitions. And this guy, the minute I sat, he started looking at me. I don't know if he was super set on using this machine, but I actually did 2 extra sets just for the sake of him looking at me and not saying anything. So if he wanted it, he just had to wait. If he had asked how many more sets, I will actually do a little bit faster. Not really faster, but not do that extra two sets that I did. But anyway, I did hamstring curls, and then calf raises. Then I did leg extension. I did leg extension in a way where I didn't really go heavy, but I went somewhat. One set will consist me going really fast, 10 repetition going fast, and then 10 repetition going very slow, and then another 10 repetition going fast. So 30 repetitions equal 1 set, but at different tempo. So I did that, and then I increased the weight. I did almost the same thing. Then when I got to the heaviest, heavier was what? I think 70 or 80. Did I add the extra? I think it was only 70. Then when I started doing my last heavy sets, where I go fast and then slow again, then the side of my leg, they have a term for it. I can't think of it, but it was really trembling, shaking. That's my left leg that had the sciatica. Then I was like, you know what, I need to do some abductors. So I went and did a couple repetition on abductors. So hold on for a second. I want to eat something kind of strong this morning. I'm not really that hungry, but I want to eat something strong. I'm gonna have cream of wheat. Let me put my cinnamon and vanilla extract. Cinnamon, vanilla extract, a little bit. Let's see, a little bit. Okay, I got my milk ready, so when it's time to put it, okay, so I'm putting some cream of wheat. At first I said let me eat some oatmeal. Then I was like, I've had this cream of wheat sitting for a while, so let me have that instead. Okay, put a small amount, but enough to, I don't want it to get too heavy, too thick. That's the word, too thick. So where was I with my workout? Yeah, and then I did the abductors. Afterward, I did the band exercise. I didn't do leg press because the way my leg was shaky, so I was like, let me skip that today. Because on Tuesday when I went, I did a pretty decent workout with the leg press. I think I superset it with the squat machine. So it was a pretty thorough workout on Tuesday when with the leg press and the squat machine. So I didn't do that. But since I didn't do the band exercise, I did that today. And then right after, I did some abs with the cable. So yep. And afterward, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it easy. This week have been a little bit hectic for me, especially yesterday. I had parents teacher night, so it was pretty hectic. So I said, you know what, that's it, I'll start new on Monday. I would have gone tomorrow, but my kids, after their religion class, we are going to my mother-in-law house because she's throwing a little get together. She's gonna go on vacation for like 5 or 6 months, so she likes to get everybody together to do a quick meal because she's not gonna be here for Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that. So tomorrow, right after the kids' religion class, we're gonna go. So that was that. So let me talk about my kids, my parents' teacher night yesterday. So my son, my youngest, the bus supposed to come like 4:15. So I left, at a regular time to go pick him up because at 6 o'clock, not 4:15, the bus comes at 5:14, 5:15. And sometime when it comes really early, it comes at 5. One time they were waiting for me. So I left at a decent time. And then once I got to the bus stop, I got a text from the school they had sent before I left the house that my son's bus was running late. And I had so much to do. I didn't even comb my hair to go outside. I had my clothes my clothes to go to the parents teacher night and everything, but I wash out and I just put a cap on, not even combing my hair. So I got the text saying that the bus is running late. So 5:30 the bus hasn't come. Luckily my oldest son's school is close by, so I could walk really fast. So by the time I got eventually the bus came, I believe like 5:40-ish or so. So when I got to my son's school, it was like 6:10 or something like that. Thank God they hadn't started yet because a lot of parents were running late. So when we got there, I listened to everything that the teacher had to say. She did her presentation, tell what to expect and what books the kids are using and all of that, what the rules are, so forth, so on. Then at the end, she asked if we had any questions. So I raised my hand and I mentioned about last week where my son, the class were taking a test just to see where they are at. That way they could, whoever needs help or who needs to do a little bit review and stuff like that, so they will do. And my son, when I pick him up that day, after the day that he took the test, he was telling me how some kids were making a lot of noise and he couldn't concentrate. So I mentioned that to the teacher, and the reason I sort of mentioned it, because last year they had, my son had a technology class, and the teacher had promised the class that he was going to teach coding in the classroom. So each time they had technology, the kids were making noise and the teacher was unable to teach the class. So my son was telling me that. So I was really upset about it because coding is very important. And I was going to put him in an after-school program near my house where they have that, they're teaching that. And that thing is like, the class, I don't know how many sessions, but from what I remember, is like $400 or $500 for whatever the time amount of classes that they had. So I didn't put him, not only because of the price, but mostly because at that time my son had issues with, I believe, reading comprehension. So I wanted him to get if I were to put him in any extracurricular activities, beside what I've already put him, I would rather get him help with what he was having issue with. So I had told my husband that over the summer, I was going to put him in that coding class, including the reading class that you guys saw me show you guys that he went over the summer at St. Peter's. So it was these two things I was going to put him. Comes to find out, I guess a little late, a couple months after I had spoke to my husband about that, the place had closed off. I believe the price that they were asking was a bit too expensive, so not too many people were signing up. And the location, it was more where all the residential, they're all residential around it, but it was too secluded from where the people who could afford it, to see it. So I believe that's why they closed. So I mentioned that to the teacher last night, saying that there was noise during the test, or they're gonna send. I didn't say it in a way where I think like I'm being cocky, like my son is the best or anything like that. Not in that term. As a matter of fact, I did say something like, I believe all the parents here wants their kids to learn, and I'm sure they'll agree with me that they will expect, if their kids or misbehaving or they're making noise, it'll be good to know, for the parents to know, that way they could discipline the kids at home so they don't do that again. So I did say it in a sense like that. I'm just paraphrasing, but that's what I sort of mentioned, not to show as if I'm better than, or my son is better than anybody else. So most of the parents that I saw were shaking their head in a positive way, and I told the teacher they have to send notes home, because they can't have kids disrupting the class, and then they stop teaching, and the teachers are not sending notes to the parents to let them know how their kids are behaving in school. So the teacher was like, well, we do send notes and stuff like that, but at the time when they were taking that test, there was a glitch with at the school with the system, so that's where probably all the noise were coming from, and stuff like that. So, and I was like, please, they need to send notes to parents, let them know and things like that, how the kids are behaving in school, if they're disrupting the class and stuff like that. We need to know. That way we could discipline them at home. Discipline meaning that, for me, at least, my discipline is take away things that they like. My husband just bought my son a tablet, my oldest, because he keep on fighting with my youngest for another tablet, so he bought him one for his birthday. So these kind of things I take away. On weekends, no video games, or shows that they'll be watching on TV, they will not be able to do that. These are the kind of discipline that I do. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have to go a little bit stricter with them, with other things that I see that they enjoy. So that's the kind of discipline that I do at my house. So after seeing how some of the parents reacted in agreement with me, one of the things I was thinking of doing is to create a Facebook page just for the class that my son is in right now. Because when I have issues, things that I see, and I put it on the PTO Facebook page, they disagree with me. Because I guess as a part, I'm not part of the administration, but they gave me the access to put to help them out to put stuff. But since last school year, after some issues that I had, I probably had mentioned it if in some of videos or something like that. After something I had posted, and it shows as an administrator, and they took it down. They're saying it's not their business, it's not part of their whatever, and we can't tell parents how to do certain things. And I think the thing that I sort of mentioned, it was a whole bunch of stuff. One of the things was that how the school is trying to discipline our kids, and then we're seeing parents when they're talking among themselves, not only they are loud inside the school, they're using the F word, profanity in their languages and their sentences, and while they are inside the school, and I'm looking at parents' underwear and stuff like that. So the way that some of the parents are behaving and acting counteract with the way the school is trying to teach the kids. So I had put something like that, and they took it down. So what I was thinking is to create a Facebook page for the class that my son is in. At least if among parents of the classroom, we could talk among each other how our kids are. If there's something that happened, we could discuss it among ourselves. And then if there's a test, I want my son to start learning how to do group studying, because when they are when he's in college, sometimes it's good to be able to do group studying. So this is the idea that I'm having, to be outside of the PTO. You know, all of the parents could have access to that Facebook page, and they could post things in a friendly way. The main thing is our kids, to focus on our kids. So I'm thinking like on Saturdays, the library near my house, it's the main library, so we could come at a certain time on Saturday. They have a little group study after, you know, I'm sure the kids have like Saturday activities or something like that. So we could pick a time where they finish their activities. They could go and study together, do group study before a test or something like that. And whatever else might come up, we'll discuss it on that page. That way, when they're in school, they know the parents are talking. That way they could behave themselves in the classroom. So that's the idea that I'm having. As a matter of fact, once I sit by the computer, I'm going to send an email to the principal and the assistant principal, because the school has 2 locations, so they usually at different, the assistant usually at one location, the principal at another location. There are times they both at the same location. But anyway, I want to send an email to remind the principal and the assistant principal to talk to the teachers when kids are misbehaving. They need to tell the parents that their kids are not behaving, and they cannot stop teaching something because a group of kids decided that you know, they don't want to learn something, and then they stop the whole class from learning anything. So I thought about it since yesterday, and I keep on telling myself, don't do it. But this is the beginning of the school year. I don't want it to go on for the rest of the school year, and then my son keep on telling me stuff, because I talk to my son. I ask him questions when I pick him up. So that's the thing. A lot of parents probably don't have the same kind of time that I have. So I spend time talking to my son when we are walking to school and from school. Any issues he's having, I make it comfortable for him to tell me. So that's how I'm able to know what's going on in the classroom. So if I'm aware of this and some parents are not, at least I could bring it to their attention, and then we go on, you know, forward in a positive way. So I'm going to mention that to the principal, to talk to the teachers. When kids are misbehaving, they need to tell the parents, and to not stop teaching a certain thing because of some kids. So I think it's unfair. We have so many, I could go on and on with this. So that's it for now. So yeah, I decided to make this cream of wheat. This is the way I sort of like it. The same way I make it for oatmeal, a little bit watery. So I want to eat something, you know, not only healthy, but somewhat salad in a way to, I want to get my energy back. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let me know what you think of my little rant. So I'm editing my, oh, there it is, July 3rd video. And I was talking about what I ate, and I didn't take enough pictures. I didn't record a lot for the day, so I'm coming here to verify, and I'm gonna take a picture and put it on that vlog. You might see this in one of the videos. September 20th, 11 p.m. 1:35 even. 1:35 even.